Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, whatever it is, wherever you are, a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys today with a 2v2 replay. This replay kindly sent in by my good friend Rodrigues, featuring spawning in the north. We've got the USF forces of Maverick and the United Kingdom forces of Lieutenant Tony. And spawning in the south, we've got the Wehrmacht forces of PTF Rodrigues and the Wehrmacht forces of X the Eliminator. So, yep, this is going to be a 2v2, going to be stretching my casting abilities as ever. I'll try my best to cover all of the action as and when I can. Yeah, shout out to Rod for sending in this allegedly very entertaining battle. Just going to take a minute right here whilst the forces are just fanning out and taking points at the start, just to mention something. I've just checked my Magpie842 replays at gmail.com account for the first time in a very long time, and there were a load of emails in there. Turns out I had the email alerts set up incorrectly, so it was not flashing up on my devices. My pad and my phone was not alerting me that I was getting emails to that account. So, a massive apology, a shout out to Korean Air Force. Thank you very much for sending in those replays, that is awesome. Please do send in some more and I will cast them. Unfortunately, I'm not sure I can cast the ones that you sent in because the game has updated to a different version. But thank you very much, Korean Air Force, for sending in those replays, and I do look forward to casting some more games of yours. Yeah, thanks to everybody else who sent me an email. I'm just super sorry that I didn't know that they were there, and because the game version's now changed, I can't upload your replays. What a fool I am. Nothing else to say about that one. Just thank you to everyone who sent in an email, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm such a fool that in 2015 I apparently can't use email. Anyway, that's fixed now. If you send me emails, it will come to my attention very rapidly, and I'll be able to take a look at your replays. So anyway, as the game continues. Looks like we've got a scuffle here on the left flank. Some Tommy's going to be exchanging with some Ostripens. That'll be Rodrigues. Yep, he's taking the Ostripen commander, as is his wont. This is a favourite thing of his to do. MG42 here, sort of in, I don't know, sort of east of mid. Going to displace these American forces. Maverick says Roffle. That's so dumb. Who is Maverick? He is... Oh, okay, Maverick is the American player. You shouldn't be able to suppress 2 squads with 1 burst. Well, actually, buddy, it turns out if your 2 squads are close to each other, the way suppression works is an area of effect kind of thing, and so that's if you have your squads clustered together, they'll get suppressed just as easily, you know. So you got to spread them out. And X the Eliminator, yeah, coming back with a little bit of back chat. So already a fruity amount of chat going out in the channel. Yeah, but both my squads got suppressed, even though only one of them was getting shot. It's stupid, lol. The trouble is, right, infantrymen don't know that it's the other 4 dudes who are getting shot. So if you're standing right next to a load of dudes, you probably just think, oh my god, like, holy hell, there's like a machine gun firing at me. I'm going to get the hell down. Probably. That's how I'd respond to an MG42 opening up on me. This Ostripen trading right down to the last man. He's going to get out, but wow. MG42 getting set up in good time. That's going to make life really annoying for the Tommies. They're going to fall back. Take a look at the teching here for the Axis player. Both of them just going up to battle phase 1 now, so that's and they've both got their infantry company, as you might expect. Actually, you know what, actually, Rodrigues has gone for the Ostripen Doctrine, so it's actually, I would say, atypical to get the infantry company if you're doing that. But anyway, here is, we've got the platoon command post right here, and looks like the American forces are just going for their lieutenant now. So, that's the tech there for the Allies. Seems like some mines being placed down in a convenient location. And here come some Grenadiers to challenge in mid. These riflemen are at good range though, and they'll force these guys back. X the Eliminator here stands to, yeah, there we go. He was going to trade badly or have to fall back, so he chooses fall back. So a good firebase here. Ostripen in the building, combined with some Grenadiers. Here comes the Major, German sniper reporting. Yeah, okay, getting my arse out of here. I do enjoy the voice acting of the German Major. It's just so funny. Like, it's the hammiest German accent. Bang! Gets his first kill. That's 1 headshot there on the Major. Tommy forces here, UKF forces making a grab here, and actually just out of the line of sight for this MG. Ah, now they're in line of sight. Sorry, I was going to say it's odd that they weren't being revealed. Must apologise, sorry, just take a moment here to apologise. I still have this darn cold, so you might be able to tell my voice is a bit low, and anyway, basically, I still have this really low level cold. I'm hoping it will be gone soon, whatever. So anyway, the Major, Ostripen in mid, looks like we've got a bit of a fight here. MG42 deployed on the east side of the screen here. That's going to be enough to see off these engineers. Good firebase here with the 2 Grenadier squads and the Stripens in the building. The Major gets caught out here. Manages to take one down. He's going to fall back. He's on low health there. He says he's not taken a single hit since he started retreating. Actually, there we go. He did take one more hit, but he came out of that pretty damn well for being caught out with so many Allied forces nearby. Some very lucky misses there for the Major, or unlucky if you're the Allied player. And it seems like the forces of Rodrigues actually pretty much routed right now. He only has these Ostripens and the MG42 on the left of the map there, which aren't falling back. So if I crack the map, you can see a lot of the red units, that's Rodrigues' units, just falling back right now. And in fact, the map control for the Axis players kind of looking like it might be threatened. We've also got an SAS sniper, just saw on the tactical map. He's just here on the mini-map, so keep your eyes peeled for him. He's always a spicy character to have on the field. That 55 cal AT rifle, so much fun to play with. Got a brand new universal carrier here. Seems like it's been upgraded with the Wasp flamethrower projector as we move into a little phase of peace here as the next battle's going to get set up. Neither forces, no shots being fired here. Listen. See, that's the sound of no guns being fired. Anyway, we'll probably have a fight very shortly. This MG42 here is probably going to start. Here we go. And the silence is broken. The silence is broken and the bullets are flying. Magpie 842 here, practicing his casting voice. No, just kidding. So anyway, yeah, here's a Wasp flamethrower projector. That's going to start burning. Oh, these poor grenadiers, they're still standing in the flames. That is bad times. And X the Eliminator here, responding as quick as he can. The American player, I didn't overview this, but he chose it ages ago. Wow, SAS Sniper coming out to try and look for this MG42 team. The American player, he has actually chosen his command. He's gone for the Armour Company, so he's going to have access to the Wolverines, to the Bulldozer Sherman, and that kind of stuff. Look to see him probably skip Major Tech. Most players who I see go for this never actually buy a Major and never actually go for regular Shermans. They just use the Wolverine and the Bulldozer Sherman as a kind of like surrogate armor. I have to say, it's a strategy which if he decides to go for it, I do question a little bit. Looks like we've got a Stuart coming out here for the American player. Yeah, I do question a little bit, simply because in my opinion, the M10 Wolverine and the Bulldozer Sherman, they're kind of fine-ish for like the mid-game-ish, and I say ish because they're still not as good as a Jackson or a Sherman would be. But then once you get into the late game, without Jacksons and Shermans, the US just fall apart every game I've seen pretty much, unless you're like really winning in a big way. So, basically what I'm saying is I do hope that he does go for the Major if things go proper late in this game. Anyway, SAS Sniper, he's in position here. Now where's the Major for Rodrigues? He was on the field, here he is. Looks like he's been healed. There is a medical bunker here in between the two bases, so that's going to provide a lot of healing. Pardon me, just got to mute my mic. Rodrigues being a good guy and getting that bunker set up in a decent position to heal both teams. The Stuart's going to take care of the scout car in rapid time. Got a bunker here that has kind of been set on fire to some extent. I'm imagining that was because the Wasp flamethrower projector. Where is that Bren carrier? Oh, okay, he's just back here, yeah, so he got set on fire a bit by the Wasp. He's quite wounded now, needs to probably get some pioneers out there to repair it. SAS Sniper doing some work. There's a Major returning to the field, so look for a potential counter, counter snipe off war going on between them. You don't want to be hit by that, that's horrible. You don't want to hit by this either. I tell you what, war is hell, don't be hit by anything. These Royal Engineers playing a very risky line by not falling back. There we go. I think these Grenadiers were taking a dive there to try and get it. Oh, look at this guy! He's so pimp. Look at that. Yeah, just moonwalking on back. Well, he's not even moonwalking, he's moon kneeling. Real running is for noobs. On he goes. That is sweet. Sweet stuff there. Sweet stuff there. It's a Major. Now back on the front. Looks like he's set to hold fire right now, so I imagine that Rodrigues knows about the SAS Sniper and is looking for him. Got a pack howitzer here at the back. That's going to make life real hard for the German forces. Of course, they don't have an Overcommand West player, so they cannot respond with light guns. So countering the pack howitzer just that little bit harder, and it's already starting to suppress this MG42 position. I worry about the Major being stood so close to it as well. Here comes the next shell. Oh, it falls long. Meanwhile, on the right flank, these Ostripens, if I crack the tack, you can see these Ostripens have eaten up pretty much the entire right flank of the map. So right now, the Axis forces will be getting resources at a much higher rate than the Allies, and that's gonna really. That's a really important thing, particularly in a multiplayer game. I mean, both the Axis players here at plus 32 over the plus 23 of their opponents. Wow, oddly palindromic, those numbers. And we've got a Pack 40 here, set up in mid, looking for that Wasp flamethrower projector, looking for the Stuart. Is the Stuart still on the field? Stuart's still on the field, so that's all good. Now, what happened to the Major? I haven't heard him firing. He's up to 6 kills. Looks like he got forced out of there, probably by the pack howitzer. Wasp flamethrower projector here on the left flank, burninating some Ostripen. That is gribbly, to be sure. Looks like they were maybe angling to try and get a Panzerfaust in there. I imagine this other squad's going to have to fall back shortly as well. So this little hard point here for the Axis has been somewhat repaired. Pack howitzer, though, is hooning in on that bunker. And let's take a look at the scoreline here. So we've got so the Allies at the moment, 428 under the 463 of the Axis. So a little lead here as we move into what is basically going to be the early mid-game now. So a small lead for the Allies, and you'd be amazed, in team games, 2v2 and up, the victory points is the typical way you win the game, so actually very important, and it almost always comes down to those last few tickets. So building up a healthy lead at this time, commanding 3 of the victory points to the 0 of the Allied player at the moment. These Tommy's going to try and do something about that, but that's a really good, that's a healthy start for the Axis forces. Zamaja here, he's still only on 6 kills, just patrolling around. I don't like leaving him here out of cover. I'm sure Rodrigues is going to move him shortly. The reason I don't like this is because, as far as I know, oh no, the SAS sniper has been killed at some point. Right. Sorry, wasn't able to frame that on the screen as it happened. But yeah, so it seems like he doesn't have to worry so much about that happening. Pack howitzer seems like it's going to acquire this bunker. I'm sure if he had line of sight to this like healthy concentration of troops, he'd love to attack that instead. Here comes an artillery field officer. Not often you see them come out. So that's Rodrigues again. Wow, I forgot the artillery field officer is a guy who you get when you play as the Austrian commander. I totally forgot that. He's going to bring down a smoke barrage. That's going to prevent this MG here from firing. Is that a Vickers? That is a Vickers. That's going to allow some Panzer Grenadiers to slip through the arc. Here comes the main assault from the wall of Grenadiers. Triple Faust coming out. Bam! That's doing massive damage. And the Pack 40 gets the final round. That's an abandoned tank. I'd be amazed if these Grenadiers don't try and get it, and they do. Here comes the Wasp flame projector from the rear. He wants to try and do something about that. The Pack gun answers it in one. Boom, that goes down. The Vickers now, the smoke was worn off. That's going to start suppressing these infantry, and they're going to have to get the hell out of there. But, wow, that was a really good fight for the Axis forces. Able to somehow steal this, this Stuart, which, I mean, it's not a done deal yet. It hasn't escaped yet, but it's looking like it is. Mavericks here saying, if that's not luck, I don't know what is. Well, welcome to Company of Heroes 2, my friend. If you wanted to have no luck in the game, you've got to play StarCraft, and even then you can get spawn positioned out of a game. So I'm just saying, RTSs, in fact, games in general, usually have an element of luck. Even chess, I would argue, there's an element of luck here and there, depending on when your opponent is properly focused on applying themselves and when they're not. In my opinion. But that's more or less by the by. That is a side topic, a discussion for another time, another age, a different time. Seems like we've got a Centaur coming out for the British forces. It's about 12 minutes now, so that's slightly later than it could be, but it's roundabout on the money for when it usually starts arriving. So I think these Pioneers here, they're going to have to yield to the Tommies. Wow, actually, they're kind of ganking them with MP30s right now. They're trading effectively against these Tommies. Oh my god, are they going to force this Tommy squad back? This never happens. I can't believe these Pioneers are doing so well. Don't get a squad wipe. Right, no, they're not going to get a squad. That would just be unheard of. Wow, good work from those Pioneers. They actually force a Tommy squad back and kill 3 of them. That's fantastic stuff. Stuart's going to be getting repaired, and I can hear combat now on the right flank. Seems like we've got 2 squads of riflemen being suppressed by an MG42 in a building. They're trying to get shots into this fuel cache, which I always forget. Of course, Wehrmacht can build fuel caches. See, I usually play Overcommand, so I always just forget that fuel caches are a thing when you're playing as the Axis forces. But of course, Wehrmacht are a regular team with regular income, no fuel penalties going there, and they can just build caches, so life is good for them. Seems like here on the left flank, we've got a fan of Ostripin. They're kind of sandwiched between 2 Tommy squads right now. We're going to have to see how much damage they can do. By closing the distance here and getting into the accuracy bonus of this green cover, they should actually be able to trade fairly effectively with these Tommies. So we'll have to look for them to try and keep doing that. The other Ostripin squad have gotten into the heavy cover of this building, so that too is going to help them against those Tommies. Those 2 fights are going to be still happening. Going to move on over here now. We've got some combat engineers making a run through for a pack gun. That's quite important. If they manage to catch that, that's going to be really good. This MG42 position facing the wrong way, but the Stuart is going to come in, and that I imagine will hoover them up. We'll go back to the Ostripin fight. This squad of Ostripin has to fall back, gets 2 of them. This squad of Ostripin, oh, dangerously in a building. The Centaur building damage bug is just going to hoon them down, but Rodrigues spots it, gets them out, but you know what, they're still going to die. Not nearly enough health and men left on that Ostripin squad, so they're going to die. These combat engineers, pardon me, these combat engineers getting hooned on by this Stuart, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to escape, and a bit of a push up now. Whoa! That was a good mine. Actually, you know what? It only got 1 guy. It's just that he got sent in so many different directions. It just looked good. Or maybe, sorry, maybe it got 2 guys, but still, not the best mine, but it looked pretty spectacular. Panzer Grenadiers doing their best to readdress the victory point on the eastern flank. The western one here, we've got some Ostripin in a position where they probably want to start moving for it. I imagine, I'm not sure what they're waiting for really. The Centaur getting quite ambitious. The Stuart, I mean, it does have 2 abilities which are useful against tanks, and there is a pack gun in the vicinity, so this could be a kill if he uses the. What is it? Oh, the shell shock. He's already used it. Damn it. He needs the point blank engine shot, and then he can use the pack gun on the east over here to take it out. Where's the point blank engine shot? It's not coming. And that is a Stuart, which is going to go down. So much AT fire over here. I'd say the German forces, if they can, would love to throw down some artillery here. Sadly, no option to do that. Not for a long time yet. So Yeah. The Centaur's going to slip away. The Stuart goes down, but what the hell? I mean, that was a salvage Stuart anyway, so, and it did do some good, so, you know, it was still worthwhile nicking that. The MG42 bunker going to do some work. Looks like this pack gun going to be stolen. No, not going to be stolen. Ugh, the crew brutally massacred by Ostracon and MG42s. A brave rifleman here staying to fight with the BARs in medium cover, but they're going to be forced back just by the sheer numbers of their opponents here. Pack howitzer chipping in some rounds. Meanwhile, on the left flank, seems like we've got a Panzer IV here for Rodrigues, backing up some Ostracon, who are taking fire from some Tommies. So the Panzer IV would love to just see it come forward to about here, then it can start chipping in damage on these guys. Is he upgrading it with the LMG42 pintle map? He is, yeah, Rodrigues, that's my man. That's it. You basically, if you have the munitions and you're not saving them for something else, and your tank arrives, buy the LMG42 upgrade. It just upgrades the veterancy rate on the unit so much, and does actually mean that it does good damage against them too. So anyway, getting forced back by a well-positioned 6-pounder gun is the Panzer. So he's going to take a sneaky route here and try and send it round. No, I thought he was maybe going to come all the way around. Meanwhile, back to the fight in mid. It seems like this is the main battlefield. What's on my screen now is the main sort of axis of combat for this battle so far. It seems like we've got a mortar position in a good position to start countering these 2 pack howitzers now. Wow, that is heavy fire, which are going to kill the pack gun, so they are whittling down the German forces. Somehow this bunker is still alive, being repaired right now by a squad of pioneers. Not a lot going on in the east right now, but a squad of rear echelons are kind of chewing up some ground over there. So if there's no response, look to see the right-hand side of the map fall into sort of blue coverage, fall into Allied hands as the game moves on. Looks like we've got... let's see now. Looks like we've got a scuffle here for the middle victory point. 2 squads of pioneers just blazing away at these riflemen. Wow, there's the sniper. Wow, he's up to like 11 kills. Haven't been paying much attention to him. He's up to like 11 kills, just using the incendiary round to stun and murder these Tommies here. Ugh, he's just chewing through them. Wow, good stuff there. Here comes a wave of Royal Engineers. Now they're just going to run straight into this bunker, which he knows is still there, so this seems like an odd move to me. I can hear the sound of Axis armor. That's a Panther tank. Wow, pretty early Panther. Wasn't following the teching for X the Eliminator, but it seems like he's gone for a Panther. We're about 17 minutes in, so for Wehrmacht, that's a reasonably speedy Panther. Panzer IV on the left flank, kind of looking to do work. It's going to get these Tommies if they dare walk around the edge of this fence. Anyway, back to the main battle. 2 pack howitzers kind of raining fire into mid. These Panzer Grenadiers going to get the hell out of there. And I'd love to see maybe this artillery officer just come for a run through. Oh, the Vickers are still in this building. I was going to say, I'd love to see him come for a run through and try and put down some fire on these pack howitzers or something. But anyway, here comes a Panther, so let's see what can be done. MG42 upgrade is coming on the Panther. Well done, X the Eliminator. He's remembered his upgrades. The Centaur back here is in a risky place. I don't like coming forwards with it very much either. That seems like a very risky move. Lieutenant Tony has now chosen his commander. He's gone for the Vanguard Operations Regiment, pretty much the best. Pardon me, pretty much the best British commander. So he is. He's hedging his bets and going for that one, and he's a fantastic commander. I use it almost all the time. It's really, really good. X the Eliminator, the only player so far yet to choose his commander, so credit where credit's due, leaving that resource open to him for later. His options right now, he's got the mobile defense, he's got the encirclement, and he's got the spearhead. So if you ask me if he was going to take either of these two, like this is more of a mid-game commander, this guy's more of an early-game-ish commander. This guy's your all-rounder and your late-gamer, so I think he's probably going to look to take Spearhead Doctrine. And I have to say, I do play with Wehrmacht quite a lot, and the Spearhead Doctrine, I think, is the most well-balanced of all the commanders. I'm not saying he's the best, I'm not saying he's the most powerful, he's definitely neither of those things, but I do think he's the most well-balanced. He has something for everything. He gives you the mortar half-track for a bit of indirect fire and that incendiary barrage ability, really nice. He gives you the Panzer Tactician, just to make all of your vehicles better. He gives you the Recon Overflight, so you have an option to, I mean, that's a really valuable ability. It can give you line of sight for call-ins, lets you know what your opponent is up to. You know, you'd be amazed how often a Recon Overflight is the difference between good plays and bad plays. It gives you the Fragmentation Bombing Run, which is pretty damn cool. I mean, it vaporizes infantry and stuns tanks. Here comes a Firefly for the British forces. And finally, the Spearhead Doctrine gives you the ability to call in the Tiger Tank, which is a fantastic late-game insurance policy. So anyway, this Panzer IV kind of exchanging with a Centaur right now, doing good, but there's a 6-pounder in its arc. The Panther tank getting a little aggressive. Wow, why has he got his rear armour facing this Jackson, or is it a Wolverine? It's a Wolverine. I would be amazed if that Panther wasn't dead. The Wolverine should get the KO blow. No, it misses. This Panther is just duking and jiving for his life here. There's nobody manning this pack gun. So the Wolverine's advance continues unabated. The Panther is forfeit, getting destroyed there by repeated rear armour hits from a 6-pounder. Oh wait, no, sorry, from a pack gun that's been captured, and a Wolverine. Meanwhile, the Panzer IV for Rodrigues, still alive, not quite at 1-star veterancy. The other Panzer IV, he has 2 now, kind of tucked away down here. Seems like it's kind of been forgotten about, actually. That's a weird place for it to be. Not quite sure why it's there. Command glider for the British forces has come down. The battle is just constantly raging in this location. And this is why it's so hard to cast a 2v2. Look at the minimap. Like, pretty much. So anyway, Wolverine's going to come forwards. We've got the pack howitzers back here now, still doing massive damage. They're up to good amounts of veterancy. Let's check the kills. 7 on one, 7 on the other, but a lot of damage being dealt there. And anyway, now let's see, where's the Firefly for the British player? Oh, here comes the Firefly. This is pretty much the last word in anti-armor. The Firefly is utterly devastating. It's got range and power. What it doesn't have is mobility and rate of fire. But, you know, you can hardly complain. It seems like the Wolverine gets captured, but immediately destroyed by the plucky Sherman, who also, by the way, does have the tank commander and the tulip upgrade, so that is absolutely crucial stuff. This is a major here, up to 14 kills. This is still the original major that Rodrigues built earlier on in the game. Seems like we've got a forward airlanding field officer. The major will happily fill him for the lead. Bang! Actually sniped the officer. That was the officer the major sniped. Neither of the two SAS geezers sniped the officer. Not the commandos. That was pretty cool. Nice touch there. Here comes a Stug for Rodrigues, bringing his armor lineup up to 2 Panzer IVs and the Stug. His Panzer IVs have been inactive though. The one on decent health hasn't been doing anything for ages. The one on low health needs repairing, so there we go. The Pioneers are here now, but only 3 out of 4, so it won't repair very quickly. This Stug is, wow, it's getting right out there. Where's he going? Oh my goodness, is he just gonna, what the? This is a really ambitious Stug. Finds the Bulldozer Sherman. He must have known it was there. And he's going to try and put some pressure on that. Now here comes a Wolverine, and the Firefly must be nearby, so I imagine the Stug is not going to be long for this world. Gets a kill on a Bulldozer Sherman. One of the Panzer IVs goes down, though. Here it is. The Firefly happy to take care of that. The other Panzer IV going to try and run for it. The Firefly... okay, just wait and see if that tremendous high-velocity cannon was going to fire there. Spelling doom for that Panzer IV. Seems like the Panzer IV going to sneak away. Speaking of sneaking away, the Stug has also somehow snuck away. No, the Wolverine's going to get it. And despite the best efforts of these Ostripans in mid, who are very, very wounded now, I mean, the multitasking and attention for all players being stretched. Oh, and Rodrigues does find these Ostripan and fall them back, so fair enough. But the Axis armor kind of in tatters. No Panzers for X the Eliminator, and just a wounded Panzer IV, one low veterancy, well, nearly veterancy 1 for Rodrigues. So desperate times. The British players have a Firefly, they have a Centaur, the American player has a Wolverine, albeit with engine damage that is in need of repairs. But yeah, this is bad times. And here comes that Centaur. Wow, we've got a Stuka just coming in there, dropping some bombs. And this Centaur is probably going to die, actually. These 2 Pack 40s have it locked. It cannot escape, surely not. Nope. And there it goes. So the Centaur dies. Wow, it's like so much destruction going on in mid there. These Tommies pushing up on the left flank, the right flank, likewise kind of about 50-50, but if I crack the tack just quickly, the immortal sniper. If I crack the tack just quickly, you can see that most of the forces here, most of the ground is in Allied hands right now. This immortal sniper, they must be talking about this guy, up to 18 kills. Ha! Lol. CAF so OP. Half? Oh, thanks. It's the Major. Yes, Rodrigues representing. It is the Major. Ed Harris, straight from Enemy at the Gates. It's the Major. Anyway, seems like Anvil, the upgrade of choice here for the British player. Wow, good mortar strike there. It's an MG42 bunker. I would love it if it had a kill count, because damn, that thing's been doing work. Here come a few more of the Royal Engineers. They've got Vickers K's now, obviously, because they got the heavy Royal Engineer upgrade. I'd love to see the 5-man squad upgrade, though, come out for Lieutenant Tony. We're 23 minutes in the game. You really should have that. It's just increases the damage output and durability of all your units so much. So I'd say it's almost a no-brainer. Although, you know, he's probably saving his fuel, has it tagged for something else. Firefly, though, is still alive, so he's kind of okay for fuel investments right now. He can probably spend a little bit of fuel getting his 5-man squad upgrade. Anyway. Axis forces pushing back out. Let's take a look at the scoreline now. They're leading by 220 tickets. A damn healthy lead there, actually. 400 over the 180 of the Allies. So they've been doing well. That kind of telling the story of this battle, I suppose. Now let's keep an eye on the Major. I've been missing all of the action to do with him, pretty much. Keeping an eye on his kill count, though. He's up to 18. Is he going to get a squad wipe on these Tommies? No, that would have been sweet, but seems like everyone else had it covered. Lieutenant Tony says, whoa. Not sure what that's about. Maybe the fact they just lost these Tommies? Don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. He's probably saying it about something else. Oh! Railway artillery round! Whoa! That was... Did that just give, like... I'm pretty sure that got, like, 2 squads of dudes. It looked like it did. I'm not sure. The Immortal Sniper here. He's down to half health. Oh, he's going to get out of there. He's like caught in a massive concave. Rifleman Tommy's. Oh, goodness. Gets his 3-star veterancy upgrade and gets the hell out of there. That is hilarious stuff. Just going to move my mic just a second, sorry. And the armor here for PTF Rodrigues. Resurgent. Coming back through. The Stug, decent against infantry. I'd love to see him get the MG upgrade on the Stug. It is worth it, even though it can only fire forwards. The Firefly is spotted though. The engine is wounded. The Tulips, one going to hit, one going to miss. And the turret rotate speed on this is so slow that this is basically a dead Firefly. Panzer IV, all that was needed to take that out. Okay, well, you know, a little bit of help from a pack gun. These forces here suppressed by the MG42. They're going to have to fall back. No way they can get the pack or the Stug. Here comes a couple of Wolverines. Is Panzer IV almost certainly going to die? Is that a Jackson? That is a Jackson. No, wait. They're both Wolverines. Whoa, and the P-47 tank had to... No, wait, sorry, that's a Typhoon. That's a Royal Air Force Typhoon coming in for the British players. So laying down the pain, smackdown on in this area of the map. But one of the Wolverines are going to be forfeit. Now, where's this allegedly immortal sniper? Here he is, up to 3, now 20 kills. It's not that epic, you know? I mean, that's real good. 20 kills is really good, but you don't normally see that 3 by then, so it must be sniping expensive dudes. Actually, I suppose it was. And, is this really going to happen? How is this Stug winning this? Love it. If in doubt, just stay calm, keep rotating, and just keep scoring hits. That's the Stug motto there. Love it. Seems like we've got a squad of Axis. You can just see it on the mini-map. I'm not going to zip over there and take a look, but if you look on the mini-map, you can see that there's a squad just taking the right-hand-most victory point. They're in the east of the map. So with that, the Allies are going to find themselves back under the clock. Wow, these Typhoons are doing work. Ugh. Doing work. Meanwhile, back to the battle in mid. Where's the Major? He's coming back out now. So back to the battle in mid. Seems like a Vickers machine gun team got themselves set up in a great position, covering this munitions point, which basically has been the focal point of the whole battle. We've got some mines here on the middle victory point. And, oh, that's a railgun artillery round, a railway artillery round. Sorry, that's going to take out a pack howitzer. And here's a Churchill for the British player. Of course, he did go ammo. Oh, wow, the second shell's actually just going to destroy the pack howitzer. Wow, the accuracy on those. The spread was like basically on the same place. Panzerwerfer, it seems, firing around here. That must be X the Eliminator. Yeah, he has a Panzerwerfer. Getting some good hits there. Massacring some of the vehicle crew. There's an abandoned Wolverine here. Oh no, there's a glitch out on these vehicle crew. They can't actually fall back. That must be very frustrating. Major here, he's still on 20 kills, so I haven't missed any action on him. I'd love to see these guys maybe just call in some kind of artillery strike, although Rodrigues does not have the munitions to do so. So mortars gonna have to do for now. Where is that mortar squad? Here it is, up to 2-star vet, 5 kills on him, so that's pretty good. Now in come some Panzer Grenadiers. They've got a BAR from somewhere, which is pretty damn sexy actually. That's like the weapon you want them to have if you want them to have a weapon. Anyway, here comes the Churchill. Whoa, and this is a great angle for the Churchill. It doesn't care about one anti-tank gun. He'll just throw a grenade on that. And wow, this is, oh wait, no, but there's a Stug in his rear arc, so this is kind of issues now. He needs to get the grenade out. The Panzerwerfer gets away, and this has gone from looking great to looking kind of horrible. He needs to just make a dive for his friendly forces here. There's the grenade. Now he needs to keep driving before that Stug gets him. Here comes a strike. The grenade deals with the pack gun. The Stug here at the back. Now, what was this artillery strike that came in? Oh wow, it's the American 240mm howitzer barrage. This mortar squad doing well to get out of there. Ugh, it's going to miss him. It's going to miss him. So a massive ball of Allied forces here. Easily enough. This Stug, though, has been doing fantastically for itself. Just chipping in damage and forcing back that Churchill, which would have been disastrous if it wasn't there. So where's this immortal sniper? He's back at base, only on 21 kills right now. And so let's take a look at the forces here for the Eliminator. This Panzerwerfer has a few kills. Oh, there's a grenade coming down. Oh, no, there's not a grenade coming down. Panzer Grenadiers here. Kind of opening up on these American forces as they... oh no, they're not even trying to take this. It's in their hands. Axis is the team that are under the clock right now, but they've got some time right now, so they don't need to worry so much. The Eliminator is floating a bit of manpower and doesn't have very many units, so I'd love to see him spend some of his manpower. He's got a ton of fuel as well. You've got to feel like he's saving for the... yeah, he's saving for the Tiger, isn't he? He needs 640 and 230, so his resources are lining up very nicely for that. He's going to have them more or less at the same time. That is great. There's the 230, and he's 10 more manpower. It's Tiger time. So watch for this button to be clicked very shortly. There it is. So yeah, it is Tiger time. So the heavy tank, the much feared big cat coming out for the German forces. Squad of Ostripin here, just going to make a cap here on the right, on the left flank. Sorry, massive amounts of veterancy on Rodrigues' units. Like, that is quite impressive, actually. I'm just clicking around. Yeah, easily the most veterancy on the field. I suppose a lot of that is on Ostrobans, which are very easy to vet up, but still, it's pretty cool. Railway artillery being used around here. Didn't actually catch if that hit anything, but I don't think it did. Wolverine being repaired at the back. Pardon me. And here comes the Tiger tank. It has now been revealed. He needs to get the pintle-mounted MG. There's no excuse for not getting this now. He's got 200 munitions. He needs to get that, because on the Tiger tank it does so much damage. So that would be a really cool thing to get. The Wolverine, 2 Wolverines here though. Tiger has to play it carefully. And he is. Of course, in the last patch, the Tiger tank did receive bonus range, so it now has 5 more range than it used to, so that's how it was able to score that hit just there on the Wolverine. Whoa, these Ostrobans are in a terrible position, getting hit by pack howitzers, Vickers Ks, Vickers guns, but railway artillery coming down in a fantastic position. Rodrigues choosing the spot nicely as the Typhoons come in to punish the Tiger. Here comes the first, oh, a frag artillery, a frag bombing run there. Called in from X the Eliminator, scoring massive damage, kind of stealing any kills that this railway artillery may have got, but things were already falling back at that point. Now let's just watch and see if the next railway artillery shell gets a hit. No, no Wolverine's going to die to that. The sniper is just doesn't care about Churchills in general. It's just going to live. The Typhoon's doing fantastic work. Gun in an interesting position here as well. Seems like the Stug on the other flank is in danger, is probably going to die, and oh no, a lucky miss! 2 lucky misses! So the Stug lives, and he's just going to keep kiting. This is how you use a Stug well, by the way. You've got to have it reversing early, you've got to have it reversing well. He's still alive! He's got his 2 armor. Oh, the next shot will kill him. Yeah, the Stug did well, but he's going to go down. The Tiger's going to clean up his Wolverine though. So probably a fair trade there. How much does a Wolverine cost? 80, yeah, so the Stug is slightly more expensive in terms of fuel. And the Churchill now up to 1-star veterancy. He's going to reverse through mid. I don't like the way he's exposing the rear armor to his foe. You really want to reverse move these heavy tanks. It's so important because they take so long to turn. You just have them constantly facing towards the enemy, I think. They're like claymores. Always face towards enemy. So, yeah, we got some Panzer Grenadiers here. They're going to be taking back the right-handmost victory point, and with that, the Allies are going to find themselves significantly under a clock and without very many tickets to give. So things looking a little precarious right now for the Allied forces. Maverick has a decent mixed bag of infantry with a Bulldozer Sherman. Ugh, I wish that was a regular Sherman. And Lieutenant Tony has a decent mixed bag of forces with a Churchill that is in dire need of repairs. And is this another Firefly I see before me? Yes, it is. So that has... he's got the captain upgrade on that, the tank commander. But he does not yet have the tulips. Doesn't really have the munitions to support tulips, so that's fine. Remember, of course, they take 100 munitions to fire, and 50 to buy, so probably not worth getting that. I'd love to see these Wolverines set to attack vehicle, by the way, because they are actually just wasting shot after shot into infantry, and if that's happening in the middle of a fight, that could be really bad. Wow! Wow, 3 squads of Royal Engineers with the Anvil upgrade just repairing the Churchill, which has like the most health of any tank in the game. The Tiger tank has likewise been repaired, so we're set for an armor brawl here. Pack howitzer firing in, Panzerwerfer likewise firing in. You've got to imagine that's firing here. No, it's firing here, trying to prevent the cap in the middle, which is going to do. The Churchill taking massive hits, the Tiger tank here, trying to skirmish with the Churchill. There's a pack gun backing it up. The Churchill now down to 2/3 of its health. The Tiger down to about 75%. Here comes the Bulldozer Sherman. Firefly's getting involved as well, scores a massive hit from long range. There's another Pack 40 here, so the Allies should not be taking this engagement, I think. Oh wow, they get one of the pack guns, the grenade from the Churchill there doing work. Here comes the Firefly, too far forwards though I feel. You don't want the Firefly to be taking the brunt of all your opponent's fire. That's very fragile. Or at least it feels it to me every time I use it. It's probably not as fragile as like a Jackson, but still. Tiger's going to limp back. That thing nearly 1-star vet now. Needs to get the MG Pintle Mount upgrade, just saying. MG Pintle Mount upgrade, burp, burp, burp. I'm always on about those, burp, burp. But I think they're really good. Allied forces going to take back the easternmost victory point, which seems fair. That's going to help them. In fact, you know what? They're claiming the western one as well, so a great move from them. That's going to stabilise them as far as the scoreline goes. In fact, the Axis forces can find themselves under the clock. Although they've got a lot more tickets to give, so it's not so pressing of a concern for them. 2 snipers now. The Major has an apprentice now, the Major's apprentice. They're going to be supporting these Panzer Grenadiers as they move through sort of west of mid. Lieutenant Tony complaining that snipers are OP. I think he's just kind of kidding around though. I think that the snipers have been doing well. They need to nerf the health. Ha! Lol, they have hardly any health. Anyway, here comes railway artillery out of Rod. So these Ostrobans just providing spotting to get a great few shells into a fantastic cluster of enemies. That's going to force them to displace. Fight going on there, but I really want to watch this railway artillery shell. It's a miss. Oh, there was so much scope for that to land here and vaporize those guys. Anyway, Panzerwerfer coming forward. Looks like he's angling for a barrage. Sniper here, he's up to 25 kills now, so a pretty respectable count on him. Oh, what? No, don't move the Firefly through here. There's still one railway artillery shell coming in. Oh, scoring a near miss on the Jackson, vaporising a couple of men from the forward air landing field officer's squad, so the railway artillery there being used to moderate effect. The snipers, double sniper being used against these poor rear echelon troops. Oh, dearie me. And the Stug here, this is like the second Stug, I believe, now from Rod, and indeed his only armoured unit. Tiger tank, repaired and ready to go. Well, not quite ready to go, because it doesn't have its pintle-mounted MJ-42, but just about ready to go. These Panzer Grenadiers now have themselves a brace of BARs. That's like disgusting. Churchill's going to come through, finds itself a good angle, going to get a grenade onto this pack gun. The Tiger Tank's going to come across to try and engage it. The Stug doing what it can, but the Churchill's just a pretty good unit. All of the infantry just going to get out, and I'm not sure what the point of that was. Why are they just going to pull back? Oh, was there a frag bombing run used there, I suspect? Or something, I don't know. Anyway, looks like the Churchill's taking a lot of fire. The Wolverine and the Firefly at the back coming on in. Churchill goes down. The Tiger's ready to roll. He could push the issue, but I don't think he should. There's 2 tank destroyers and a pack gun here. Instead, artillery going to be used here. We've got more railway artillery coming in. Rodrigues just using all his fuel to munition conversion for days there. Here comes the first railway artillery shell. It's going to be a miss though. There's nothing here. I just like watching big explosions. What's the cooldown on that railway? Lol. The answer is the answer is not a lot. Pardon me. It's at least 40 seconds. Rod's ever the cooperative. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second, my friend. So yeah, here we have Bulldozer Sherman. That's going to respond to these guys taking this point on the right. Needs some infantry to back it up, and here's the infantry coming. The Allies down to 49 tickets now, finding themselves under the clock just now, but not for long, hopefully, as they take back the eastern point. It's stupid how the Brits' ability has an active cooldown plus a cooldown, and you don't. Wow, these guys are... I mean... My theory is, if you're not happy with the way the game is and you're going to whine about things in the game, then don't press start matchmaking. You know, as soon as you press start matchmaking, you're saying I am happy to play this game in its current state. That's the way I see things. So I got no patience for whiners. I'm sorry, but I just don't. Yep, it's a thing with me. I'm a very polite player, but I will relentlessly rip on people who whine. I just can't stand it. But anyway. You know, on the other side of that coin is that I have great respect for my opponents generally because they're playing the game the same as me, and you know, we're all in it for the same thing. We all just do it because we enjoy it and we're passionate about the game, you know, whatever that game might be. So yeah, I generally have tremendous respect for fellow gamers. Wow, this Tiger Tank finds itself in a disgusting position. 2 Wolverines going to try and get round to the rear armour. Panzer Grenadiers here in support, but they're not going to do a lot. Bulldozer Sherman at the back, that's not going to do a lot. The Tiger frantically backing up. The Panzerwerfer scooting to get out of there. Oh, the Wolverines see it and they go for a couple of shots after it, but they're not going to get any hits. That is a lucky one. The Blitz being used on this Tiger Tank, who's kind of deciding to try and stay and fight maybe, but he's still kind of outnumbered. This cabin in just the wrong position. Here comes the Stug. That's going to help against this Wolverines quite a bit. The Stug's going to push up now. Here it comes. And the Tiger Tank likewise pushing up. Bulldozer Sherman here in a good position to maybe try and do something about the Stug. I just think that the armour on the Tiger is too good. Super heavy American howitzer artillery coming in here. Meanwhile, on the left of the map, we've got another skirmish. A Crocodile Sherman burninating the countryside, taking down, like, I don't know, a pack gun and some Ostrapon, I believe. Quite a lot of stuff being burned there. And the Panzerwerfer running and hiding all the way over here. So I think what he's going to do is go for the barrage on this target. Keep an eye on the minimap because there's action going on all over. But he must just be waiting for the recharge. 7, 6, 5. It's too late. The Allied forces have moved on. Here's the Major with his sidekick, Major Minor, or the Minor Major, who's not as cool as him because he has no stars of veterancy, but damn, that Major's been doing good. So let's see, 35 tickets remain for the Axis, but they're not, sorry, for the Allies, but they're not under the clock at the moment. And if they can stabilise behind a wall of strong British armour, such as the Crocodile, which is actually getting well done, it kills the pack gun so fast. The Crocodile is just a great unit. You just point it at things you want to die, and it kills them. The Raketwerfer gets some good hits. Yeah, killed a couple of guys, so not a wasted barrage there. Here comes a Panzer IV from Rod, which kind of looks a little bit weedy when it's on the same field as like Crocodiles and Tigers, but it'll have to do, and it can definitely take on this Bulldozer Sherman, so that's something. Here come the Typhoons once again. They're strafing the Stug up to 2 stars. I much prefer the Stug over the Panzer IVs at this stage of the game. Stugs have been doing really well. Rodrigues proving his ability to micro them. There's a Major and his mate back at base. Everyone rearming, refueling, reinforcing. In fact, you know, probably just reinforcing. People don't really need refueling. If you try and pour gasoline into humans, they get annoyed. Crocodile nearly repaired. Seems like we've got a third Firefly, is that? Or is that a second Firefly? I can't remember. The Typhoon's still harassing this poor Stug, which is a little beleaguered. Panzer IV in an ambush position here, just waiting. Might get a shot into this Crocodile that come around the corner. Let's see if it penetrates. I think that was a glance. It did like a pixel of damage. Wow, oh, that's a dead Panzer IV. You've got to think that this pack gun's going to get the fatal blow. No, he's going to get it away. The low rate of fire on the Firefly and enabling that to escape. Meanwhile, on the right flank, Wolverines coming in. A lot of infantry being displaced. The Tiger Tank has its rear armor to a couple of Wolverines. This is dire. He's using Blitz frantically, but it's going to run out real soon. He's only got like 9 seconds, 8 seconds worth of Blitz. Needs to keep running. The Wolverines are just going to... They have to massacre this Tiger, surely. Rear armor. Is there any support forthcoming? There's a Stug that needs to come forward. He needs to turn the Tiger. If he can just get his rear armor on, he might be okay. The Stug helps out. One more hit will do it now. Why is the Wolverine going around to his front armor? Okay, this is the mistake then. Yeah, that'll never get through. Front armor, you can forget about it. Not a 2-star vet. Gonna try for one more shot into the rear armor. Oh, gets a bounce on the side. That is unlucky for the Allies. Crocodile chipping in, but the shot hits the side of the vehicle rack there, rather than actually going through and hitting the Tiger. And the Tiger's going to limp away. Whoa. Man, the mistake there was bringing the Wolverine around and getting that shot into the front armor. If he'd have kept that still, it would have hooned it through the rear armor and definitely destroyed that. I think their rear armor, there's no chance of a not pen. Austrian coming in here. Crocodile's kind of wounded. Stug is going to try and stalk it down. You guys have luck on your side. Not much we can do. Well, if that's your mindset, then yes, not much you can do. Yeah! See, this is what I'm like. If people start whining, this is my attitude. I'm like, yeah, let me taste those salty tears. Like, you know, it's pure RNG. Bounced 5-shot rear armor. I don't think it was 5. And also it bounced a lot off the side and front too. Looks like the Bunker of Ages might finally be taken out here. The Crocodile is abandoned. No. No. No, the Crocodile gets stolen. Oh, that'll get instantly taken out by this pack gun. Yeah. But still, a good try there to steal the Crocodile. Love it. Anyway, that means that there's no Crocodile right now. The Allied forces find themselves at 11 tickets. And let's just check the final kill count on the Major, up to 29. The other Major, he's on 5. The Tiger Tank managed to get itself a good 5 kills, including 1 vehicle, so pretty good. Up to 2 and a bit star veterancy there, so definitely contributing to a lot of fights. And you've got to feel like the game's got to be winding up shortly. I mean, the Allies aren't under the clock right now, but as soon as they are, I mean, they're on 11 tickets, which is kind of amazing. And they did just lose, pardon me, they did just lose a Crocodile. So anyway, here's a Firefly. Did you see that Tiger? You did see that Tiger bounce like 7 shots, right? Right. There's got to be some sort of super immature comeback to this, like I saw your mum bounce last night or something. There's got to be. I'm just saying, like the old BM calculator in my brain is like whirring away trying to come up with something really rubbish to say back. 2 snipers here in a good position. They can start hooning on this 6-pounder. Not going to be able to decrit though. Here comes the Wolverine to save it. There's also a pack howitzer, which actually, to be honest, has 24 kills and it's 3-star vet. That thing has been an all-star. Wow, that pack howitzer. Its friend got taken out by a railway artillery round, but I dare say if the other pack howitzer was alive, it likewise would have a similarly epic record. The American player, Maverick, using those pretty efficiently throughout the entire game, it has to be said. Axis forces on the right flank. These guys are idle right now. I'd love to see them just fan out, maybe grab this munitions point, maybe grab this one up here, maybe respond to these riflemen. I'm sure that they'll start doing that as soon as they see them. Let's see, we've got a big push out of Axis forces here. It's a Major, it's a Major's apprentice now up to 1 star. It's a minor Major. And the Major himself up to 34 kills. That's not so bad. In PvP, that's pretty respectable. A Brumbar. Oh, I love the choice, X. Love the choice. So anyway, yeah, as soon as this point is now captured, so they have 40 seconds left, do the Allies, unless they start decapping a point. Because they only have 9, so 36. Keep an eye on this up here. 32 seconds. And Brumbar getting a good rotation there. But I didn't see it get any good shells out. Firefly kind of chipping away infantry. Well, RNG won you this one. Yeah, that's right. Wow. The Firefly just it's abandoned. Gross. Absolutely gross. No, the broom bar goes down. Simple as that. Don't even try to argue that. Wow, such rage. Anyway, so at the end of that, incredibly, I don't know, that was like a raging brawl of a 2v2. I mean, that just was like constant warfare. I mean, like, look at this battlefield. Like, what area of this screen is not covered in craters? It's like, it's madness. There's like bits of aircraft, tank wrecks everywhere, like... that was quite the brawl indeed, and we got to see a really nice spectrum of units right from the early game right through to the late. We saw everything there from light tanks all the way through to tigers and crocodiles and all kinds of infantry combat. That was a nice meaty 2v2. The score there at the end, 250-0 for the Axis players, who it has to be said were kind of on top for the whole game. A few awkward decisions here and there from the Allied players. I'm not sure about going for Bulldozer Shermans and Wolverines when you can build regular Shermans and Jacksons. And in fact, did the American player ever go for the Major? Yeah, he did so. Yeah, oh no, wait. No, he didn't go for the Major. That's why. Yeah, I think if you're playing 2v2, the games almost always go late because it's 2v2, you can't just finish them off. So, I think if you're playing 2v2, I don't think this is the right commander for it. I think you've got to pick, like, Elite Rifleman and go for the Sherman Easy 8 or something. That's my personal opinion. And a good use of many units, especially Stugs from Rodrigues. That was pretty cool. And of course the Sniper, who did very well for himself. Also that Tiger. I don't know what it is about tigers. I've had it happen loads of times myself. The lower the health on a tiger, it feels like the better its armor gets. Because the amount of tigers I've had on one pixel just frantically limping away, and shot after shot just goes like, bang, like bounces off them, and you're like, how? That tiger should not be alive. So yeah, tigers there proving their record for durability in the face of intense enemy fire. So yeah, thank you very much to Rodrigues for sending me that replay. Like I say, I will now be checking my emails. I've set the alerts up so they actually work. Sorry once more for failing so hard on that front, but that's now resolved. Thanks very much for watching. This is Magpie842 signing out.